Welcome back to the Cedarshed factory. We're here for another tutorial. This time, how to install a skylight roof option. We got Kevin and Jason helping us once again. Just going to show you here in the manual. This is what we're working on. If you've ordered the skylight option, this video is going to be helpful for you. All the parts here that come, you're going to need foam tape, comes in the kit. Neoprene washers, 2-inch brown screws, wood strips, 1/2 inch, 33 inches long, and our Lexan skylight. There's a plastic layer on here. This can get peeled off. It's just a protective layer. So the first step is we're using an 8x10 for an example, but this works for any shed, is identifying the roof panels. As you can see here, we have some diagrams laying them out, and then we have a ledger with the sizes. So we're going to go identify the roof panels using the width. So we have 4 panels at 42 3/4 and a sandwich panel at 46 1/2. We'll start by identifying the skylight panels. And this is the panel here, as you can see, that's open. This is where the skylight's going to go. On the other side here, we've laid out the solid roof panel here. We're using a OSB roof shed. If this is you have a cedar roof model, it just would have cedar shakes. So this is not the skylight side. These panels are the skylight panels. If you had the cedar shake roof model, instead of OSB here, it would just be cedar shake. The bottom would be open like this. So the first panel, we said the manual says it's 42 3/4 wide. Okay, so we know that's the outside panel, and then we had a sandwich panel in the middle for 46 1/2 inches wide. Okay, we have identified the sandwich panel. And then we need one more final panel, 42 3/4. Now the panels on the end, they come in pairs. They're overhang, to show you like this. Can you hold that, Kevin? This section here is the overhang. This is where the fascia is going to get attached to. It's a 2x2. So this overhangs on the right side here, and as you can see on the other side, this overhangs on the left side. So it's very important you have these in pairs, and you need a left on one side and a right on the other. Okay. We recommend having 2 people for safety for installing the roof panels. Have one person standing on the inside on a ladder with a screw gun and 3-inch yellow screws. Kevin's going to fasten the rafter into the gable. Jason's on the outside. He's going to lift the panel up.
Ready?
Yep. So as you can see here, this panel, he slid, goes on the inside of the gable. This 2x2 overhangs. This is going to be your backing to put your fascia. So you want these 2 panels, these 2 rafters together. This is the roof panel rafter on the inside. This is the gable panel. We've slid the roof panel up to the peak of the gable. After installing the screws into the gable rafter to secure it, we're going to toenail the bottom here. We're going to use a C-clamp as a trick to make sure the bird's mouth is tight. Go ahead, Kevin. He's hooking it on the edge, inside edge of the top plate and the outside of the rafter tail, and that's pulling the bird's mouth tight to the edge of this top plate here. While doing so, he's going to put a 45-degree toenail, and that's going to hold that rafter in place before removing the clamp. Now that we've installed the first skylight panel, we're going to install the first shed roof panel here on the other side and work our way down.
Ready, Kevin?
You just move your hand, Jason, just so you can show. Once again, these rafters go side by side. This is the roof panel rafter is on the inside, and you can fasten screws through here this way. Nope, it's got to go up. Match them up at the peak here, just like we did. Once again, you can use the clamp to pull the bird's mouth tight. Once it's tight, you can put a toenail in here to hold it. Use about a 45 degree to go on an angle from into the edge of the top plate into this rafter up here. You can fasten 3-inch screws all along here. More screws add more strength. After we've installed a gable roof panel, one on each end, before moving on to the next one, we're going to install the gusset detail here. We're going to go on the inside of the roof rafter here. You can eyeball it and get it center. You can put 3 to 4 screws per end. That will give you lots of strength. More screws is more strength. This is all the bearing and snow load comes from the gusset. So if you're in a high snow load area, please add extra fasteners and clear the roof in the winter time. Okay, after we got the gusset in, we can move on to the next panels. We're going to continue working our way down just as we did the first 2 panels, putting on the next skylight panel.
Ready?
Using the same technique as before.
Good, Kev?
These are just sandwich panels, and the 2 rafters just butt up with each other.
Jay, you gotta push it up to me. Yeah, there you go.
Kevin's going to use a clamp to secure it so he can go hands-free. Just makes it a little easier. Highly recommend using a C-clamp. Work your way down, adding lots of 3-inch screws. And then we're going to do the same thing as before.
Jay, you gotta go up on yours? Yeah. No, you? Oh, there you go.
I just show them the spot how it looks here, Jason.
I gotta squeeze this side together. Hang on a sec.
Panels are going to have a double rafter where they meet. After we got the sandwich panels in the middle, we're going to put another gusset on again on the inside to hold it before putting on the final 2 panels here. We're going to put the final panels in place here before installing the next skylight part. Do the same as you've done on the previous panels. Work your way down to complete the shed before starting the skylight. Now that we have our skylight roof panels installed and the shed panels on the other side, we're ready to install our skylights. The first step is to identify the sizes. The sizes of the width are the same as the roof panels. So I just want to mention that again. The skylight sizes are the same width as the roof panels already installed. So if you remember, our RF005 was 42 3/4. And so is our piece that we're going to put on top. The sandwich panel was 46 1/2. And there it is. If you had a larger shed like an 8x12, you might have an extra 24-inch piece and panel. And this one we just have the 8x10, we only have the one. And same thing here on the end, 42 3/4. The skylight is all the same, no matter if it's a 6-foot shed, 8-foot shed, or 10-foot shed. I believe it's 35 inches. Can you check the length there, Jason, for me? The height of these is 35 inches. So whether you have a 6-foot, 8-foot, or 10-foot, they're going to be 35. Okay, so before installing them, you can peel off this protective coat here. This is just to protect it. We're going to leave it on so that we don't damage it for the example, but you're going to want to peel this off, this plastic first. Install the first piece, the 42 3/4 on the gable end. Remember to take that plastic coating off. We're just going to slide it up underneath the overhang and butt it in tight against the little spacer block. So if you remember, they're the same size as the roof panel, so that means it ends right on this edge of this rafter, okay? So every skylight should end on the edge of a rafter other than the gables that overhang. Next, we're going to install the 46.5 wide. Just slides up beside the other one. And once again, it finishes. It's the same width of the roof panel. So if you have a 6x9 or 6x12, instead of the 46.5 here in the middle, you'd have 34.5 wide panels. If you had an 8x12, you might have another 24-inch panel. If you had a 10x16, you'd have another 46.5 panel. So just remember, it's the same width as the roof panel. So if your skylight's landing over in the middle, it's in the wrong spot, it could be twisted. So just remember, the width is the same as the roof panels. Jason's gonna slide the last one up. After dry fitting all the panels, we made sure they all fit. We're gonna start with the gable end. We're gonna line up this ledge here, edge with the rafter, so we get a nice straight line. When it comes to fastening, we're gonna use the foam tape. We've cut a strip, and we're gonna put it on in the middle rafter to start to hold the first panel. You're gonna peel the tape off and stick it down, and then you're gonna place the wood strip on top. Should be a 1/2 inch by 33 inches long, 1.5 inches wide. And from there we can screw in, put the washer and the 2-inch brown screw, and you can put 4 screws in from the top to the bottom, and that will hold it. Securing the first panel with the wood strip and the foam tape, we're gonna put the next panel in, the 46.5 wide, and we're gonna cover the joint with the tape. So we're gonna put the tape halfway on each panel to seal it together. You're gonna peel it off and stick it on. Do your best to get it centered, and repeat the process of adding the 33-inch Lexan wood strip and fasten that down into the rafters using the neoprene washer and the 2-inch brown screw. Okay, you can go all along the edge, getting on both sides of the rafters. And you continue this process on every single rafter. You can put the foam tape, the wood strip, and the screws and washers all the way until the end. That's the end of our tutorial. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments for any questions you have. Use the bird's clamp to pull the bird's mouth tight again, hooking on the tail and the inside of the top plate. Kevin's gonna put a toenail in there to hold it. We're gonna add the other side next again, doing the same thing, and then put a gusset on the inside.